All right, guys. So happy Easter to you and those of us who celebrate the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ today. And the last story that I want to talk about today is actually fitting for what today is, as a whole lot of people are getting triggered by this viral video that is spreading across the internet of some people who appear to be a part of a worship group worshiping Jesus on a plane. Right? And there's video of this. And again, this has really pissed a whole lot of people off. They don't really like to see this, right? For various reasons. And Ilhan Omar is one of those people that actually got pissed off about this. But first, let's actually play the video so that you guys can see what people are so upset about. Because this video is going mega viral, right? Because of all the hate that is associated with it. So let's go ahead and play it. Yeah, so as you can see there are some people who are into this, and there's some people who are not into it, including this guy right here, who obviously is not into this, okay? And yeah, a whole lot of people don't really like this, okay? So I'm gonna get how far into how triggered a lot of people got. This person says, religious antics like these, regardless of which faith, should automatically put anyone on the no-fly list. Public life needs to be secular for a reason. So let's flip over to this article real quick because like I told you guys, there's a whole lot of people that don't like this. They have a problem with these people worshiping on this plane. They really don't like it. And it has spawned a whole lot of articles that have written about their displeasure with what they saw on that plane. So let's actually read a little bit of this guy and him being upset about this. He says, I just have a few questions for the Christians who decided to do this. Why? Who thought this would be a good idea? Why can't any of you read the room? Seriously, why? Do you understand that some people prefer silence on a plane to nap or to work or to just get away from the annoying Christians who exist in all the other realms of their lives? Did none of you see the reaction of the bald guy because all of us see him? Do you realize this music is not entertaining even off the plane? Where's the emergency door? Was this plane headed straight to hell, or were you taking a detour? What would your reaction be if non-Christians tried anything like this? What would your reaction be if Muslims simply announced on a flight, hi, we're Muslims? What does this say about the Christian message that you feel obligated to do this in front of a captive audience? Did you ask everyone for permission, or did you assume they all wanted to hear you because you live in a bubble? Do you understand now why people say Christian persecution is a myth? Why didn't any of the other Christians on the plane do anything about this? Why do you think hijacking a plane for Jesus is okay, but a rainbow flag in a classroom is too aggressive? Okay, so obviously, as you can see, this guy is not very happy with this, okay? He's not very happy at all. He's the founder of thefriendlyatheist.com, but he doesn't seem very friendly, okay? So I'm just saying, there's a whole lot of articles like this that have spawned because of this video. So to Ilhan Omar and her take, she says, I think my family and I should have a prayer section next time I am on a plane. How do you think it will end? So basically, Ilhan Omar is basically trying to say that if I was Muslim, I would not be able to get away with this, that people would have a problem with this if I try to do this. Now, the issue with Ilhan Omar and this tweet response, and a lot of the people that are triggered by this, is that there's very little information about exactly what this flight was. And as you can see here, everybody's not wearing a mask, okay? Almost nobody's wearing a mask, which tells you that at the very least, this is not a U.S. flight, okay? This is not a U.S. commercial flight. So that being said, there's something more going on here than what meets the eye and what the woke revolutionaries can actually see, okay? And the more information that I read about what this flight may have been, I think it becomes a little bit more justifiable for you to see something like this on this flight. But the irony here in regards to the hypothetical situation that Ilhan Omar is putting up here is actually funny because we actually do have a prime example of this happening on planes in which it is very common in Muslim countries like Saudi Arabia for their airlines to have prayer sessions, right? Like this right here.
الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
Yeah, so somebody spot me the difference, right? Somebody spot me the difference. I guarantee you that Ilhan Omar would not have an issue with this, right? She wouldn't say anything about it. And a lot of these woke revolutionaries that are so upset about this, if they was on one of these flights, right? If they was on these Islamic flights and they had a prayer or some type of religious stuff in there.
نستمع الآن إلى دعاء السفر وهو من الأدعية التي كان يدعو بها رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم عند سفره.
Ladies and gentlemen, the text you are about to hear is a supplication which Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, used to pray upon traveling.
I guarantee they wouldn't say anything. Why? Because they don't want to be called Islamophobic. Remember, only Christianity can be criticized. If you criticize Islam, you're a bigot, right? You're Islamophobic, okay? That's just kind of how it goes. So with that being said, the question is, what exactly was this flight? Because obviously, you know, this is a Muslim flight. This is probably from like Saudi Arabian airline or something like that, where this is allowed, okay? Because the state is religious, okay? Obviously, it's not like that in the U.S. I don't believe that that was a U.S. flight. So again, what exactly was this? And this article from TMZ is going to give us a hint in regards to what this might have been. So let's read here. It's Easter weekend, but one group of airline passengers got an early dose of JC juice while 30,000 feet up in the air and halfway around the world with no way to escape. Check out this video that's making the rounds right now. It shows a packed flight with a good handful of passengers singing what appeared to be Christian songs to the rest of the cabin, jamming out on a guitar and walking up and down the aisle in high spirits. Sounds perfectly innocent, but when you get a glimpse at how others besides the churchgoers react, you can tell some are not too thrilled about the impromptu performance. Mainly this guy right here, okay? There might be some missing context here to fully explain this. Namely, whether this was a plane full of folks from the same church/denomination, or whether these Christ followers hijacked things and projected their faith onto everyone else without asking. It's unclear. What we do know, this video was shot and posted by Jack Jentz Jr., who seems to be a pastor of some sort and who founded an org called Kingdom Realm Ministries. Him and his congregation have been in Europe lately helping out the refugees fleeing Ukraine. And according to his Facebook timeline, this might have been shot on a flight to Germany around April 9th. So a week ago at this point, it just seems to be getting picked up now. Again, if everyone on board was down and consented to this, no harm, no foul. But if there was anyone there that who might not have shared their faith, this seems to be a bit much. All right, so with that being said, what is being implied here is that this may be a flight that could be containing refugees from Ukraine. Now, on Twitter, there are people in that comment section of that video that was posted that basically showed these same volunteers who was on that plane actually with Ukrainian refugees who were stuck waiting for transportation. Yeah, so again, that looks like the same guy that was on the plane. It may or may not be, but it looks like the same guy that was playing the guitar on the plane. Okay. And I went to the pastor's Instagram page, and as you can see on the pastor's Instagram page, he is literally in Poland. Okay, he's out here helping out refugees at the Ukrainian-Poland border, right? This guy's out here doing the work, okay? And as you can see here, this is the video that he posted. And you got a whole lot of people in the comment section that don't really like this because this video is going viral. But to me, it could very well be that that flight could actually be a flight of Ukrainian refugees, and they're boarding with those people on the way back to, you know, Germany or whatever, right? It might not necessarily be a regular commercial flight. That's what it kind of seems like to me. It seems like they could be traveling with these refugees and have been helping them out. And with that being said, my opinion on this is this, right? If it is in fact, which I don't really know, I'm just speculating here because we don't really have all the information. I'm just piecing together things. If it was in fact a flight full of refugees, it was one of those trains that is evacuating people from Ukraine, and these ministry groups are there helping, feeding these people, helping these people get out, and they're on the plane with them back to Germany. Honestly, I think it's one of those things that's fair game, right? And the reason why is because, damn, if you flew over there to a war-torn country and you're at the border helping these people get out, I mean, if they want to sing Christian songs and, preach to you, hey, it's just one of those things that I feel like, you know what, being a refugee, you just kind of deal with, even if you don't necessarily like it, right? It's just one of those things. It's like, I kind of get it. I kind of understand it. Like, it is what it is. I mean, they're over there trying to help. I mean, they're doing what they believe their faith is calling them to do, okay? Now, if it was a commercial flight, I don't know what country, right? We don't have the information, but let's just say it was a American flight. If it was an American flight, then I would say, yeah, that's probably a bit too much, even though I don't think that the flight attendants would even allow that on an American flight. I cannot imagine a flight in America where this would be allowed to happen. I've never seen it before. Okay, these flight attendants seem to be pretty strict about stuff, especially if you're wearing some Let's Go Brandon or some Trump paraphernalia or anything that triggers the woke. They're pretty strict about, these type of disruptions and stuff like that on flights. So I can't imagine this being allowed on a regular commercial flight. I feel like this has to be a flight that's not normal. I think that more likely than not, that's probably a flight in which these refugees are evacuating that country. And if that's the case, and this, ministry is helping out with that, then, hey, I don't really see the problem, right? If people don't like it, it's like, well, these people are helping you out. They're here to help you, okay? You got to deal with it on the flight, and then once you get to Germany or wherever you're going, then it's over. It's done with, right? So that's my opinion on it. That's my opinion on it. Just not having all the information, but at the same time, having the information I do have, I think people are too quick to kind of jump to get mad and get triggered by stuff when they don't know the whole situation. Like, it is obvious, in my opinion, that those people were there to help. Okay, if those people are there to help in a war-torn situation like that, I think you can overlook them preaching, okay, and trying to spread their ministry, okay, because they're there to help. And all these woke people, some of whom have Ukrainian flags in their profiles that are so pissed off about this, they're not over there doing what these people are doing. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.